Welcome to Jesse's Game Review Tips and Strategy, and today I'm going to show you how to get the Velorien Blessing in the game Arcanum. There are many altars throughout Arcanum, and if you make offerings with the correct items, you will be blessed with bonus stats. Making offerings to the altars in a certain order will allow you to stack these buffs. However, the wrong ordering can have inverse effects. I will not go over all these combinations. Instead, I will only focus on the 16 offerings and the altar locations to receive the Velorien Blessing. So you might be wondering, what is the Velorien Blessing, and is it even worth my time to watch this video? I'm just gonna go on a limb and say, yeah, it is definitely worth it, and you can get the Velorien Blessing as soon as you reach the Wheel Clan. Without any further ado, let's get started. So the first altar location that we're going to go to is Falcon's Elk, and before we go there, we're going to get the offering item, which is called the Verdani. It's a statue that you can buy from the elf in Asbury. If we make our way to Asbury, he is located in the port area of Asbury, and once we make our way there, you can talk to the elven trader and he should have the statue. Only 25 coins. Look at that. What a bargain. Alright, now generally you can just teleport to Falcon's Elk if you have the location already. But if you don't have the location and you need a way to get to the Glimmering Forest or the top of the map, you need to go to Stillwater. If you go to Stillwater and you go to this building up here where my mouse is located at this time, you talk to Gilder Nightwalker, he'll give you a book, and you read the book, talk to him again, he'll give you quests and give you the location of the Ruby Glade. You can use your teleportation skills to go to Ruby Glade and then walk your way to Falcon's Elk. But if you're playing like a different type of character that doesn't have the teleportation spell, you can always buy the scroll or recipe at the Asbury shop. The shop that sells all the magical items will have a chance to sell the scroll of teleportation. You can just keep resetting the days until you are able to buy a teleportation scroll, which is going to cost about 9,000 to 10,000 gold without any persuasion skills or without any bartering skills. And so once you make your way to Falcon's Elk, you can just walk your way, go through this opening right here, and the altar should be right in. Click on the altar's opening, drop in the statue. So the second altar is located in the Buhdakon Village. I usually click on this tree and click on that first stem to get the location of the Benglion Deeps. That way I can teleport here later, because for some reason, even though if I go into the Buhdakon Village, the waypoint just doesn't show up and I can't teleport here later. This altar that we're looking at right now, basically I'll have to make offering now and I have to come back and make a second offering. So the offering items is on the ground within this location, and this is the stone called the Heartstone. You just have to collect 2 of these because we're gonna drop in one now and drop one in later. The next altar location is in the Wheel Clan, but before we go to that location, let's look for the offering item, which can be found at the Black Mountain Mines. What we're looking for is some lava rocks, and they're generally found on the ground, and we're gonna need at least 2 of them because later in the game we're gonna go back and do a second offering at the Wheel Clan. And so here's the first lava rock. And oh, perfect, here is another one. If this is the first time you are at the Wheel Clan, you can pretty much wear the spectacle glasses here, go in the square boxes, and the passage will be open. Make your way downstairs, straight down, and just keep going to the left side, hugging the walls, and you'll eventually reach the altar. And once we get to the altar, we're going to go ahead and make the offering by throwing in a lava rock. Alright, so the fourth altar that we're going to go to is located inside Stillwater. So we're going to go ahead and warp there. And you want to... We can't make an offer to the altar because the altar is missing. So once you get to Stillwater, just make your way down, loop around. And this guy inside this building here, he basically stole it and it's inside his box. So I'm gonna go ahead and just open it with my unlock cantrip spell since I do have it maxed out. If you don't have the spell, you can always just steal the key from the guy and just grab the statue out. Once you do have the statue, we're gonna make our way back into Stillwater, and the altar is just straight down this two door here. Make your way past these two doors. Oh, there's also the passion root on top of this corner up here. I just grabbed it, and that's what we're going to use to make the offering. So you can just talk to this person in the blue robe. We're going to give the statue back to her. And then we're going to make the offering of the passion root. The next place is going to be the Velorien. But before we go there, we're going to need to go back to the Wheel Clan and grab some olive branch. The olive branch is inside the garden. You can just make a left once you get the Wheel Clan. Go all the way down and you'll see a bunch of natural trees, and it's inside this one room here. There's a bunch of them. All we need is 2 olive branch and we are set. We're going to go ahead and warp to Velorien, and it's the second tree down from Toronto here, and you can just make your way to the shadow about 3/4 of the way, and you'll get to Velorien. You'll talk to this blue cape person here. They'll tell you that they don't have, you can't make an offering because there's no statue. So you offer to go grab a rock, and you go to Torg Quarry. Once you get to this location here, just want to save because these gorillas are actually pretty strong, and once you destroy all of them, just give me a second here. Yeah, once you get all of them destroyed, you can go ahead, and there's also some secret elven stuff you can grab here, like the bow and the helmet. And what we're actually looking for is this rock right here. Alright, just grab the stone. And then we're gonna go ahead and teleport back to Velorien. We'll talk to the blue robe NPC, and we'll be able to make the offering using the branch. Next, we're gonna go to Torg's altar, which is the 6th altar. And we're gonna need some rubies to make the offering, since that's the offering item that it takes. You can get some at the Black Mountain Mines if you don't have any. And so it's always good, once you do this quest earlier, I think it'd be ideal just to save these items so you don't have to come back here and actually grab them. Generally, the red rubies, they drop inside these treasure chests, so just check into some of these treasure boxes as you go through the Black Mountain Mine. And essentially, yeah, we're looking for the red rubies, and generally you should find them, and they're quite common, but I'm not sure if I've found them before and just sold them, or if I just haven't got to any. And Oh, here's one. Here's a ruby, which is perfect. It's just a perfect cut. And again, for this particular offering, you can do any type of rubies. It doesn't have to be a perfect ruby. It can be a rough cut as well. And so I just want to grab a second ruby just to showcase the example. Alright, perfect. We got a rough cut ruby here. Alright, let's make the offering. Yeah, it's by this tree in case you ever need to find it. Generally, when you make your way from Shrouded Hills to Toronto the first time, Torg's altar always comes up. So yeah, just drop in the rough ruby in, or any type of ruby, and you'll be set. Now the 7th altar that we're going to go to is Bolo's altar. And let's see here. For the offering, we can pretty much just get any type of ring. You can get copper rings or any rings you had before, and the offering should be fine. Generally, I'll just go at the beginning, go to Lloyd, and just buy a copper ring to drop in. So once we have our ring, we're gonna go ahead and make the teleportation to Bolo's altar. And again, as you can see, once we have, remember we got from the ruby glade, we made our way to Falcon's location, and you see this river here, how it goes. It's basically at this location here. You pretty much just get here, click here, and then once you land there, you'll be able to cross a bridge. And once you cross the bridge, you can have access to a lower portion of the map. And if you see, there's like 2 indentation here. If you follow the second indentation and follow this top line above the indentation, you go straight, you'll get to Bolo's altar. Go ahead and make the offering of the copper ring, and you're done. The next altar is the 8th altar, and it's the Kerlin's altar. And before we go there, we can pretty much get the offering items. It's going to be the Imnura coin. I'm not even sure how you pronounce this, but it's the coin you can grab either from the Wheel Clan or the Black Mountain Mine. And once you grab these coins, you want to make your way to Kerlin's altar, and it's in this location on the top of the map. If you look at this E, go all the way back up and straight up, and that's where it's at, Kerlin's altar. We want to warp here, and it's pretty much just right in front of you. Drop the coin in and you're done. Alright, now we're gonna go to Cree, and there's an altar there, but what we need to grab is the offering items. And you can either grab the bone daggers, which you can find by going to Caledon and fighting those skeletons underneath the Panari temple, or you can buy a Reaper's axe. And one way of doing this is to just go to the wise woman. You can choose the one from Shrouded Hills if you want to, and just keep resetting the day, talking to her, and eventually she will sell a Reaper's axe. It actually took me quite a while before I was able to eventually get the Reaper's axe from this wise woman, and I would recommend not doing this route, but instead going to Toronto and talking to the mages. There's a mage that works in the back of the Toronto mage shop that sells different items. Usually when you sleep at nighttime and roll over 2 hours, he'll be in the back room. That person sells the Reaper's axe. Once you get the Reaper's axe, go to Cree, and you might want to save when you get to Cree. Cree has some pretty strong warriors, or I should say barbarians, that has a pretty high dodge rate. So if you're a pure melee team, and it might be quite challenging. And so just want to make your way through, and it's not too bad since I'm a caster. I can just spam my harm spells non-stop and just make my way through all the minions here. take that. Yeah, just go ahead and just take out as many of these barbarians as you can, because they actually will do quite the amount of damage to you if you let them surround you and start hitting you. Especially since my character here is a mage type, and I didn't really max out my dodge to be able to take the damage from these barbarians. Oops. Let me just use this potion here. Oh, I just gave life to the opponent. But no problem. I'm just gonna go ahead and just finish him off with harm. And yeah, once you're in Cree, just make your way all the way into the back. And it's gonna be, once you get to the backside here. Oh, I didn't even see this guy. Yeah, once you make your way to the backside, you're gonna go ahead and just go to the altar and drop in the Reaper's Axe. Alright, perfect. Go ahead and just go to the altar right here and drop in the Reaper Axe. Perfect. Alright, so to the 10th location, it's going to be an altar inside the ancient temple. And the offering item is going to be the black diamond. And I believe inside of ancient temple there should be a black diamond on the ground somewhere. But when making this video, I found out it wasn't located in that location. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Banglion Deeps, because the black diamonds are in this location. And they're generally found on the ground. So you can just make your way and just look for them on the ground. And as you see, there's one right here near the entrance. Perfect. We can just make our way now to ancient temple. And the location for ancient temple is to the right side of Tarrant. If you look up the letters on the maps, if you go above the letter R, the ancient temple is right above R. Just go to ancient temples. Once you get there, there's going to be a couple zombies at the entrance, so just be aware of that when you arrive. And if you're wondering what kind of build I'm using right now, I'm playing as a gnome with the only child background, and pretty much that gives you that 16 willpower bonus. And I started off with harm and just worked my way up, learning a bunch of different spells until my magic aptitude became 200, just to max out my damage on my harm and fire flash spell. And I made a video on that if you're curious about the build. Of course, it's an older video since that build I made was on a unofficial patch, but it's pretty much similar in the playstyle and builds. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a video link somewhere on the screen here. But for the time being, yeah, this build is pretty OP. It allows you to get through everything pretty quickly, and this, hopefully at the end when we get the Velorien Blessing, it's going to make the gameplay even easier with a higher fatigue cap. So yeah, I shouldn't have any issues with any of these minions at all, and we'll be able to get to the altar shortly. Alright, perfect. So the altar's right here. Just go into the altar and drop in the black diamond. Alright, so for the 11th altar location, we're gonna go back to Wheel Clan, and again, the lava rocks can be found in Black Mountain Mines. Since we already picked up 2 of them earlier, I should just be able to go back in, go to the altar, and drop it in. Alright. Lava rock, perfect. For the 12th altar location, we're gonna go back to the Buhdakon Village, and just make sure you click on the exact coordinates in order to get to that location. Otherwise, you won't be able to go to that village. Once you get there, we're gonna go ahead and drop in the extra heartstone that we collected earlier. Alright, so for the 13th location, we're going to go back to Current's altar, which is just a little bit to the right here, and we're going to go ahead and drop in one of these coins. Since we collected 2 earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and drop that in. For the 14th altar, we're going to go back to Bolo's altar and drop in a any type of ring. So for the 15th altar location, it's going to be at the Gorgon Pass, and feel free to use the coordinates on the screen to help you find a location. I generally try to use landmarks to do it, and for the offering item, we'll have to use a geode. You can find these in the Black Mountain Mines or the Wheel Clan. And I found out later that there's also one near the altar location as well. So if you don't have the geode, you can just go to the altar location and you'll be fine. So the Gorgon Pass is right here. And the way I usually find it is, if you look at the map, you can see how the map goes up like this, and there's an indentation. It's where the indentation is, and you just make a line to the right. Also, it's above this mountain location here. And then it's probably best just to use the coordinates to get to this location. Once you arrive here, just make your way through, fight all the enemies, and go to the top side here, and eventually you'll make your way to the altar. I went ahead and just skipped because it took me a while just to clear out all these monsters. And eventually, once you make your way through, you'll see the altar. And again, there's a geode right here if you need it. And we're gonna go ahead and just click on the altar and make an offering. So I stock up some mana before I go to the last altar location, and you pretty much want to get through to this gateway to the waste. It's where the water here meets. At the end of where these water meets, there's a location you can go there, and you should be able to cross this bridge. Once you do cross this bridge, you can make your way to the Graaff ruins. And if you look at the O, it's at the corner of the O if you're just trying to click there on your first attempt to finding the location. I cleared some of this earlier already, but eventually you come here, there's going to be a bunch of minions at the front of the entrance. So feel free to save this game before you do go through the ruins, since the enemies are, depending on your playstyle, might be difficult to get through. I had cleared some of these already, and there should be a key, and you eventually click in these wheels to go to a lower tier in order to go to the next section of the map. Since you're supposed to find the keys before you can go to the next tier, but since I do have the unlock cantrip, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast that just so I can get through this door. Alright, so once we make our way here, we're just going to continue to try to get to the next level down. Just make your way in this direction. And there are quite a different amount of items in this location if you want to go through all the different treasure boxes to get some decent loot. And they also have some decent potions you can actually grab as well. Okay, in the bottom left corner you can see that that's where we're gonna have to go to get to the next level down. Alright, and once you arrive here, this is the altar. All you have to do is just click on the ground, and you will, since we have all the previous blessings, we will get the Velorien's Blessing. And you see I have like around 100 mana, about 96 health, or 106 health, 102 mana, and here's some of my previous stats. And once you just walk on there, your character will die and you will be resurrected. And you can see the buff was applied. You can see I have 204 health now and 190 fatigue. And like I got the dodge, melee, just all these incredible boosts. And this is actually perfect for my build here, since I basically just wanted to get as much fatigue just so I can spam as much spells as I can. So I hope this video was helpful. And the Velorien's Blessing was confusing when I was trying to read the guide, so I just thought I'd make this video just to help anyone who's trying to get the buff. And if you have any questions or comments or anything at all, just let me know in the comments down below. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.